So we're going to go ahead and look at what HTML links can do for us. Anytime you're on a website and you see like a blue text with an underline like this, that is a hyperlink, which will, when you click it, go to a different website, and sometimes even prompt a download or open up different files and things like that. So it's always important that you know where an HTML link will take you. Sometimes you can get viruses if you click on something and start downloading it. Basically, if you don't think it's safe, don't open the download. Things like that, because someone can infect your computer and your device with viruses and collect all your personal information, like your bank account information and anything like that. So just be very careful about any links that you do click on, and that you're not doing something harmful. Okay, so let's look at some links and what they can do for us. Okay, so links are connections. You click on a link, it connects to a server, which connects to another server, so on and so forth, and then eventually it gets back to you. All right. This is how a link is set up. So you have the ahref, which is the opening of the tag, equals, and you type in the website URL. And then you close with a greater than sign, and then you type some text. This text right here is what will actually show up on the website. It'll show up as a blue font color with an underline, and then you close the A tag. So again, make sure you have all of this information in there correctly, otherwise your link will not work. So a relative link has something on the same level. So in your file system, your index and about should be on the same file level. All right. So if we go into our index.html and type in this code right here, it should open up our about section. Okay. If something's below, like index, and then goes to another folder and then to another file, we'll have to add in our pathway, which is our /, the name of the folder, and then / again, and then the website name. So we will have to play around with that. If it's something above, like you're inside a folder and you have to go up a folder level, then over, you do .. / like we've been doing with our multimedia. All right. So again, up in different folder, .. resume / about HTML. So it all depends on where our files are, and if they're in different folders, things like that. And then an email link, you would do mail to : and then the email, and then email me. So they click on that, it opens up something like Microsoft Outlook or Google or Gmail or something like that, depending on their settings, and then it will open up an interface so that you can type an email. All right. So let's take a look. All right. So we're going to do these things, pretty much what we talked about: create an absolute link, relative link, an email link. We're also going to do a bookmark link, and how to organize your files into folders and subfolders, which hopefully you've been doing. All right. So here's our 4 types of links. With all links, you're going to have the A tag and the closing A tag, which is the anchor tag. And they're often paired with the href, hypertext reference, to look something like this. Okay. This HTML command lets the code know you will be referencing a link of some type and will automatically create clicking capabilities, which is these, where it turns into the little hand, the little pointing finger. All right. An absolute link links to a page on another website. All right. So it's ahref, type in the URL, and then what you want to show up on the website, close it. Now, like we just did with where our files are located in that little PowerPoint, you should be able to figure this out with the help of Visual Studio Code. All right, it'll kind of prompt you to like click on different options of things. All right, email links. So we just went to that mail to colon and then type in the person's email address, and then the bookmark. So this one we did not go over. A bookmark link which navigates the user to a different part of the same usually lengthy web page. You can also use a bookmark link to link to a specific part on a web page from another web page of the same website. There are two parts to this bookmark link. So you would use this on like a very long website where you had like a table of contents at the top where you could jump down to lower parts. Okay, so here's an example. H3 ID equals bookmark ID, then display some text, and close the H3. All right. Note the ID merely identifies the location on the web page that you want the link to. This HTML code can be inserted before any part of the web page. Okay, link to the identified bookmark location from above, and then you do hashtag bookmark ID, display the link name. So let's get into some practice. All right. So you should have a folder called My Websites. Hopefully it's on your desktop or even in your personal drive or something like that. But it needs to be easily accessible. So My Websites. Open it, and you have content and then index. These two, I'm just going to delete. So you have content and index. Index is going to be your home page. Okay. So that's on like level 1. And I will just kind of sketch this down, and then I will post a picture of the little sketch later. Okay, so here I'm in My Websites, which is my main folder. And inside I branch off into index, which is a website, and content, which is a folder. Now if I open up content, okay, it looks kind of like this. So I have all of these different websites. Now, not all of them may be like active, like on my final website, but they are all there in this folder for me to use. And a lot of these are practice assignments and things like that. So if I only want someone to have access to some of them, like my about page, my form, my lists, things like that, then I would only put those as links into my website. Someone shouldn't really be able to access your other websites if they don't have the link and name for them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write down the ones that would need to be there. And don't forget your multimedia folder as well. Okay, so let's see if I can expand this all anyway. So you have your content folder, which is here. Okay, and it has all your websites. Click on open your multimedia. Okay, and you have all of your images, sound, and videos. Okay, it is important that you understand how to get from one to the other. So if I am on my index and I'm trying to get to my multimedia, then I have to go over to my content. So I would have to access that folder. And then inside that folder, I have to access the multimedia folder and then access the file. If I was on my list page, I wouldn't have to go and access a different folder because I'm already in the same folder if I was trying to go to my forms. So if I had a hyperlink from here to here, it would just be the href and then forms.html because it would be in the same file or folder, so it wouldn't have to jump in or out. All right, so make sure your stuff is organized. All right, so to note here, that this will open in the same window. Okay, so you click on it, it changes what's on your window and opens up to the new link. You can have it set that to target equals _ blank, and this will open a new tab. Okay, so if you want someone to stay on your website but kind of open up another piece of information somewhere else, you can do that. So let's go ahead and do our website. Start off in your template, copy and paste, file, new file, links, paste, file, save as, ListsPractice. Make sure it saves as an HTML, and make sure you save in your content folder. Okay. Change the title, and then we're going to try these. Okay, so we're going to do this first one. href equals http www.google.com. And then you're going to say this is Google, and you close the A. We're going to do a line break, and then do a second one with a blank target. Let me go back in and add that target. Target equals blank. Alright, so I'm going to go File, Save, come here to my folder. This one opens it up in the same window. This one will create a new tab. Alright, so those work. Come back to here. And that's what it looked like, so we're fine. So they both look similar, but one will open in the same window and the other will open in a new window. So go ahead and create a link for your page. All right, so we're going to change this from that to forms.html. Notice how it is kind of prompting me. And then this one, let's see, what's one of our other websites? Lists. List.html. Alright, now I'm going to do file save. I believe one of these does not work for me. So of course it still says Google, but that takes me to my forms. This one takes me to a blank page because I don't think I have anything on my list file. But obviously you would change this to forms and lists. Okay. So you obviously want your links to have specific names so that the person knows what they're clicking on. All right. So going back. You can also use an image instead of text. To use an image as a link, you need a code below that uses the image element between opening and closing. All right, so you do the normal target equals blank, then do the image. All right, let's see. image source equals